Hey, this is Ricardo from Alternova. Today we're going to be reviewing a flow that is meant to take a bunch of data from PDFs and turn it into CSV files with the structured data from those PDFs. So I had a friend reach out to me and tell me like, hey, Ricky, at the company, we get orders from our clients and all of them have different ERP systems, and we don't have a way to get those standardized and structured for us to upload into our ERP. So can you help us build an automation for that? So yes, how they look like is something like this. So a bunch of products on a list and codes and stuff like that. So it's not a very complex thing to do. Now, they also sent me orders that are made like on paper, written with pencil, and those cannot be processed with this flow. That's something I'm going to be doing in the future, and I'll probably record a video about that. But what this does is, first of all, it starts with a form. If you have seen other videos from me on N8N, I use a lot the forms because I think it's a great way to simplify the way in which a person in a company can start a flow. So we have the PDF submission. You just select a bunch of different files that you want to have processed, and then it's going to start running the flow. So while that runs, we're going to be reviewing this. So what we're going to be doing is we have a little bit of a code that takes each one of these items and puts them into an array, so a structured list, and each position of the array has one of the files. So that's what this does. I'm going to be honest, I asked ChatGPT to generate that code for me, so you can do the same. And then, since we have a structured array, and it is exactly a list, we are going to be looping over those items. And once we start with first item, we're going to be uploading that item to an OpenAI vector store. So if we go to our OpenAI platform, this is platform.openai.com. If you go to the assistants, you will see that I have my invoice analysis assistant, and this is actually a mistake because this is orders analysis assistant and not invoices. The model here is currently GPT 4.1 at the time of recording this. OpenAI still doesn't support GPT 5 for assistants, and I am passing to this assistant a prompt of how to generate that. And we give it the possibility of doing file search. It also has code interpreter on, but I'm not actually using this because I'm not passing files to that. But when I selected the file search, I am not adding files manually to this. I connected a vector store. So if you go to your storage, then you're going to see here that there are vector stores. I created my vector store that's called invoices vector. And with that invoices vector, I will be uploading the files and it'll be searching through those files. And then we have a response format. So I am adding a JSON schema so that it always returns these exact JSON so that I can easily parse that when I receive it. The way I did this is OpenAI helped me to do it. I wrote a prompt for this and it generated the schema itself. Okay, so I upload the file to that vector store, and then I use the HTTP node in order to send the file to that vector store. So I'm basically just passing here my vector ID and files that I'm doing. And while it is adding the file to the vector store, I'm going to be doing a simple loop where I wait for 5 seconds and I get the status of that file upload. And if the file is completed, then I continue. If not, then it waits another 5 seconds. It usually does it immediately, but the truth is it could possibly take a little bit more time, so I did this to make sure that the flow never fails because of that. So why does it take some time to do that? Well, when you add something to a vector store, you are not only uploading that file, but the vector store is making that into an embedding, which is something that takes time. Since the PDFs that I am sending are very simple, it does it almost immediately, but if you are uploading PDFs that are way bigger, then you might encounter that this loop is going to be needed. Then we call the assistant, and N8N already provides a node for messaging an assistant, and I pass again just analyze the order from the PDF, and I pass the name and the file ID, which it can get from the vector store. And then since the assistant has a mandatory set that it has to return a JSON, we can see that that JSON is being returned here. And then we're going to delete the file from the vector store. So the thing with vector stores is that they work with matches. So I don't want to have several files in my vector store because the search could have problems with matching, especially because all of my files have similar names and stuff like that. I just want to have the file that I'm going to be processing on the vector store so that the assistant can have access to it. And after using it, I'm going to be deleting that file from the vector, and then I'm going to be deleting that file from my OpenAI platform so that I don't generate a bunch of garbage. And I'm going to be returning the data. So this code, also made by ChatGPT, what it does is that it gets all the data from the JSON that it returned, and it just returns it. The way N8N works with this is that all of the things that you are returning on this last steps are the things that it is going to output here. So keep that in mind. And finally, I wait for 5 seconds. So after looping through all of the files, it's going to convert them to an Excel file with the information that was returned in every one of the steps. And then it's going to use my Mailgun account to send that message to me and my friend. We have a file, an Excel file. This could also easily be a CSV file with all of the information. And that's it. That's how these flow works. It's very simple, but it's quite powerful. The next thing I need to do is to work on testing this same process with images. Let me know if you have any questions or comments, and I'll try to reply to them all and provide assistance whenever I can. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.